was up in Ramadi, Al-Qaim. And so I was the guy in charge when I went to Iraq. My first deployment, I was in charge of everybody who got shot or killed. So I watched a lot of death growing up. A lot. One of my first jobs in Iraq was full of death. So anytime somebody got shot or killed, it came through me. I would have to literally go through your stuff, pick out all the bloody items, separate it, make it look pretty, and send it home to your family. I would be eating my noodles, my dinner, and a guy who just got shot or killed, they would bring him in because I shared a bay with the meds, and they would operate on him while I'm watching my movie or eating my food. Like, do you put your food down because you're sick? You hungry? You might have to leave back out in a minute. It was so normal. It was like clockwork. And so that was like my first job. But my first near-death experience in the military was that same deployment. Because I was standing out on a guard post. And was it y'all watch the news where they talk about mortars and bombs and stuff? Mm-hmm. So a mortar is like when somebody's bombing you, they floop, and it goes. You can hear it. Every morning. That's what I woke up to. Every morning. So every morning you'll be asleep. It was my alarm clock actually. 6:37. Every morning you hear it. First 3, 10 times, 20 times, you jump up, throw your gear on, grab your weapon like you about to do something. But after a while, you just have to learn, like, yo, you really don't know where this bomb about to fall. You might wake up and see your friend that you was just playing basketball with yesterday or at lunch with, he's gone. And my best friend got his legs blown off. And we was on the Marine Corps basketball team together. He got his legs blown off. So, but you sleep every day. At some point, I was just like, whatever. Just slept through it. If it get me, it get me. But one day I was on guard post, standing there, chilling, just like, you just posted, because you're making sure nobody overtake the base. And got my little headphones in. This guy, he was with me, he said, man, I'm just here because this is my R&R. Where I was at was his rest and relaxation. So he was somewhere worse than where I was. And so we standing out there, and it's a funny story because I had to drop one. I had to go drop a deuce, right? So before I went out to my little post, I had to drop a deuce. So our bathrooms were porta-johns. You see them on the side of the road when they're doing construction or something. So I went into this one. It was so full that literally at the top of the porta-john, it was like a little ice cream swirl. Like right there, like boop. Oh. So if you sat on it, that would have been you, right? You was like, yo, this is foul. You know what I'm saying? Like it was terrible.
So you had to like squat without even touching it.
You have to, but I was like, I'm not about to risk this. It's 160 degrees out. You know what I'm saying? You can literally see the heat waves. Camel spiders, these giant spiders everywhere. I'm terrified of spiders. So I can't be caught like this. A spider come through, it's too hot. My muscles is activated. I'm working out trying to do this. Like, it's too much. So I just went to guard post. I just went. I get there, I tell you, because the guy that was there, he had to drop a deuce too. And there was a porta-john underneath the guard post. So we was like, he said, man, I gotta drop a deuce. I was like, yo, me too. We rock, paper, scissors, see who go first. He won, right? So he goes down, he dropping a deuce. I'm up there bumping my headphones. So from about here to maybe that white building over there, you hear it. I'm just standing here, right there, a bomb drops. You like, dang, that's crazy, that's kind of close, right? Oh, we're not done. With that red sign, and it's another one. That's another one. They keep getting closer. So 4 of them came. The last one literally dropped. right outside my post. The dirt and debris and stuff flew in my face. But I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm stuck up here. And it's like, boom, boom. And you just sitting there saying, dang, hey, wait. Boom, wait, what's happening? They still coming. And it stopped right before me. You know what I'm saying? Right there. He's down there dropping a deuce. And you almost died on the toilet. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to call it in. I stutter now. I started stuttering that day. Zella started stuttering. So if I talk too fast, I stutter. And so it was the day because I was like, SOG, they bombing, they shooting, I was scared. Like, this ain't Memphis. This ain't nobody pulling a gun on me. You know what I'm saying? This ain't every day, but it's still violence. And then I start going out. Now I'm interacting with people. You know what I'm saying? So now I see how they live. Now I see what we done did to their country. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm all jacked now. But that's just my first deployment because I went over there 3 times. I was literally on my second deployment talking to my daughter on the phone. And a bomb came. Probably like, where you at? And it said, bing, 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 bing. If it had went off, that was me. As I was talking to my daughter. You see what I'm saying?
So like, what was your reaction? Was you still
I
talking?
just sat there. Like, what can I do? Like, I literally almost just died again. But that bomb didn't go off. My third deployment, my best friend got sniped in his mouth. But it was either one of us. Because somebody called in and said, hey, I need somebody to replace us. I said, yo, I was in charge of all these people. I said, don't go up there. It's not your job. Like, we're not in the business of being nice to people because they tired of doing something. He's like, no, I got it. I said, no, man, don't go. You do not have to. That's not our job. These reservists need to learn how to do their job. He's like, no, it's all right. It's all right. I got it. 5 minutes later, you hear a pop. But when you hear a pop, you don't know where it's at. You just hope that you still good after the pop. That was my best friend. And I had to watch him bleed out his mouth. I'm just 22.
How do you get hit? You get hit like this or like here?
Straight through his mouth.
How far is it?
I don't know. So, but I'm still skipping details of like a lot of stuff. I'm only giving y'all light stuff. And I'm telling y'all all this. I know y'all here and y'all might be feeling like y'all going through like the worst stuff ever. Imagine doing all of that. I'm not even talking about the racist stuff I went through the military, but as soon as I come back, I drive back to Memphis because my truck's kind of flashy. And a police pulled me over for going 2 miles over the speed limit. They had brought out 6 cars and 5 dogs and just had me land on the side of the road for 2.5 hours while they searched my vehicle. I'm like, man, I just got back from 3 wars. And this how you got me treated? This how you treat me? But if I say something, people look at me like I'm crazy. So it's a lot of things that's happened to me to make me want to go back to the old me. But you have to remember, every now and again, I got separated from the Marine Corps eventually because I pissed off a white dude. He did everything in his power to get me out the Marine Corps. He finally got me out. So when I got kicked out the Marine Corps, I was homeless. Once again, remember I said, every now and again, somebody come out and they stick their hand out and they help you. Miss Scott, I recruited her daughter. She said, what you about to do? I even went to jail. I've been in jail at least 3 times in my adult life. She said, what you about to do? I said, you know, I think I'm about to move back to California and just figure it out, go to school. She said, why don't you just go to Western? I said, I ain't got nowhere to stay. She said, you can stay with me. I said, oh, I want to just stay up in your place. She said, no, go to school at Western and get your degree. And I said, all right. And I stayed with her. It's a 4-year degree. I got my degree in 2.5 years. I took 6, 7 classes every semester just so I wouldn't be in her house for 4 years. So I got my bachelor's degree in 2.5 years. But somebody reached their hand out and helped me. That she allowed me somewhere to stay. Nobody wasn't gonna be running in. So that was my first time living with somebody that actually showed me some real love. Like she cooked me food. She like, oh, I cooked, you want some? And I used to, at first I used to be like, no, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess up your dishes, you know, I don't want to eat your food. And then at some point, she was like 60. So she'd make me eat. She'd like, come eat this food. And then we started watching TV together. And that was my first time just feeling love, you know? Like somebody actually like supporting me, helping me achieve my goals, for real, for real. And so I got my degree. I traveled. I did study abroad. I went to Trinidad. And I jumped off some waterfalls. I did some cool stuff. Swam in a Great Barrier Reef. But I finished that, and I went out to Syracuse. And that's a pretty good school. So now I have my master's degree, I have my MBA. But, huh? Oh, what?
I was saying something else.
Oh. And so, so I started out in one place. Now I have my master's degree. And I can pretty much with this degree do whatever I want. But I feel a need to come back and help my community because I know it's a lot of kids who've been through what I've been through. So, right now I teach. I'm a college professor and I coach high school basketball. So, but I balls. I dropped 84 last night. You know, so I had a game last night. I probably like last night. Yeah. I had a game last night. You know what I'm saying? Look, you see that step back? It wasn't even that major. But I dropped 84. You see what I'm saying? I still have it on my phone. I took a picture of the stat book. But technically, I guess what I'm saying, man, I didn't give y'all my entire life. I did. But I'm letting y'all know, like, I've been through some stuff. And I could have gave up a long time ago. I could have sat around and been mad at everybody saying, why me? Because I used to say, why me a lot? Or I used to say, like, oh, don't say nothing to me, you ain't say nothing to him. It don't work like that. Like, people don't care. People don't care what you've been through. Because if I bump into you at the store and you cut me off at the parking lot and I'm mad, but I'm mad already because me and my girl was fighting this morning. Or this 18-wheeler cut me off. I done drove in the dirt now and my tire flat. I just got my tire flat fixed. Now I get to the store, some dude threw a finger sign up at me as I turned in, and now you just cut me off. You don't care about any of that. All you wanted is say, yo, I saw this parking spot first. I'm taking it. So like people don't care what you've been through. So I'm not saying like don't just take stuff. I'm saying don't let stuff hit you and you just hold on to it. You have to let some stuff roll. And you have to learn from them. One thing I was good at growing up, I spent a lot of time with myself. So when I was in that group home, or when I was in juvie, or I was in solitary confinement for 2 weeks sitting there by myself, when I was there doing all that, I thought about what was happening in my life and how I got here. So you have to take your experiences, you have to learn how to grow from them. You have to learn how to be better from your own stuff. And so, I don't know how to say it in a way where you be like, bow, like I want to be great. But at the beginning I said, you need to ask yourself, who am I? For a long time I looked in the mirror and I was like yelling at myself, like, who are you? Because it was easy for me, because you might look at yourself